I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
I am strong. I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination. Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud.
Be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
Not backtrack, man.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn and Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC.
We see you. Be your creative self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
Not backtrack, man.
see you. Be your curious self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player.
Good afternoon and welcome to Starfire Stadium here in Tequila, Washington. It is time for the NWAC Women's Championship game. It's a perfect afternoon for it here on the NWAC Digital Network. I'm Andrew Harvey. I'm joined by Evergreen State College women's head coach Dave Morris. Dave, both these teams in the Clark Penguins and the Peninsula Pirates have really earned their ticket in this championship game, and it should be a very good match.
Absolutely. I think it's really exciting. It was an exciting day in the semifinals. It's been a great Final Four. I think we're set for a terrific final. Peninsula, it's their third straight trip to the championship match, and for Clark, it's their first ever. They fell at the final hurdle last year, losing on penalties to the eventual champion Highline, and it's going to be. I just think this is a tremendous showcase for soccer in the Pacific Northwest, and a great showcase for the NWAC. I mean, it really have had a pair of tremendous matches, and we're excited to see what's going to happen today.
The NWAC would like to thank Baden for supplying the official game balls of the NWAC Championships. Baden is committed to developing and producing the highest quality athletic products in sports and is driven by what is right for athletes. Baden, perform better. Well, this Peninsula team, like you said, their third straight trip to the NWAC Championship game, 7th out of the last 8 NWAC Championship matches have featured the Peninsula Pirates.
Yeah, they've been in 6 of the last 7, and they're split, 3 wins, 3 losses. So today they'll get on one side or the other of 500.
Well, hoping to go above 500 in championship games is a pretty good rate of return. Like you said, for the Clark Penguins. For the Clark Penguins, their first trip. Let's meet the Pirates starting 11. In goal is Andrea Kanegi, right?
Kanegi, yeah.
Kanegi, yeah, we had to double check that name. The defenders from left to right, Tony Pawsey, Hallie Watson, Samantha Guzman and Cindy Vasquez. The holding mids, Emily Grieve and Sammy Howa. The attacking band, Kayla Alcott, Tatiana Hagan, and Chantal Torres Benito. And the forward up top, Samantha Oliveira. And it's a Peninsula team that has played solid soccer all year long. Oliveira, very much the player to watch. Bunch of goals for her.
She's really, over the course of the season, was the focal point of the attack. I think they looked to release her down the line a little bit against Highline, where Highline was able to possess the ball and really keep Peninsula on the back foot a little bit as far as attacking soccer goes. And so we didn't get to see Oliveira really unleashed in the middle of the park. I think you'd expect to see her a little bit more in her more normal role, sort of central. I think you're going to see Peninsula's wide players pressuring a little bit higher up the field today against Clark than they did against Highline. I think it's worth saying that having seen the last 3 NWAC Final Fours and a number of other games over the years in this circuit, Highline may have played the best 90 minutes in the history of this league. And they just did everything except get it in the net. All credit to Peninsula, who came out and played in a really disciplined style, took what the game gave them, converted the chance that they created. If you're Highline, you got to feel a little bit hard done by in terms of Rios. One of their left back came off with a little bit of a knock, and while they were that substitute was settling, Peninsula got a break and scored. But at the same time, I mean, that's soccer, right? You got to convert chances when you have them. Peninsula did. They're in the final. They absolutely earned it with a great performance as well. And what an outstanding game that was. And of course, Clark-Tacoma was a terrific game in the opener. And I think you'll see Clark play possibly a little bit more defensively. I'm looking to see one of the Clark strikers kind of drop a little bit deeper into the midfield, making it more of a 3-6-1 and looking to counter, kind of handle Peninsula the way Peninsula handled Highline.
You mentioned that potential 3-6-1. Here is the starting 11 as named by head coach Jeff Castagnola. In goals, Maggie Higgins. The defenders, Mia Castaneda, Julie Williams, and Allison Finley. The holding mids, Sarah Tubner and Hannah Tay. The attacking band, Kayla Sills, Courtney Cutter, and Kayla Beard. And Samantha Rosenkrantz and Natalie Paul round things out up top. Penguins 14-1-1 overall. They were 11-0-1 in their region. And like you mentioned, they had a bit of a gut check game against Tacoma.
Absolutely. What a great game and a good challenge for them. I mean, Clark hadn't lost or conceded they conceded 1 goal after their first 2 games of the season are what's called the NWAC friendlies, where you play 2 games in 2 days. The air quality was somewhere between awful and physically dangerous during that day or 2-day sequence. And, Clark lost to Highline 4-0 in that tournament. Highline also beat Peninsula 4-2, so got off to a great start. And since that time, I think Peninsula has given up 6 goals the whole rest of the way. Clark gave up 1. So you're looking at 2 teams that are super organized defensively. Carnegie obviously had a tremendous game for Peninsula. On the other hand, Maggie Higgins had a tremendous effort for Clark and has been, obviously they've given up 1 goal since the first weekend of the season. She's been pretty solid. And so you're really looking at 2 defenses that are organized. And I think for Clark, the other person you're going to really have to watch is Sarah Tubner. She plays in that number 6 role as a defensive midfielder and right in front of the back line, and she does such a great job of screening the center backs and really making sure that they don't have to deal with anybody running at them. And once she wins the ball, she's a tremendously effective distributor. And so you've got she's the person who, if they're going to be able to give Peninsula trouble, probably those attacks are going to start with her. And then, can she get the ball back as they go forward? On the other hand, for Peninsula, Tubner's counterpart is Emily Greaves, who had a tremendous defensive game against Highline, was really pegged back and didn't get a chance to get into the attack as much as she often does, but great opportunity for her as well today. So I think that's the matchup to look for, is the 2 defensive midfielders, 2 number 6s for the respective teams. I mean, that's which one is a little bit more effective and has more time and space on the ball is going to be a big part of how at least the opening part of the game unfolds. The other thing is this is the first time since 2013 that Highline College doesn't have a team in the final on the men's, or it's been either the men's or the women's or both. So pretty good run for the T-Birds, but they're both teams lost on Friday.
Penguins in blue, Pirates in white. The NWAC championship match here on Championship Sunday on the NWAC Digital Network. Here we go from Starfire Stadium in Tukwila, Washington. Whistle goes, and we're underway. Natalie Paul goes back to Courtney Cutter. We'll see what Clark decides to do with the first possession of the match and kind of the first few minutes of this game against a Peninsula team that proved dangerous on the counter every time they got the ball.
Absolutely. Well, and you can see that Clark, they're playing a box right in the center of the field there. Ty and Cutter in the back. Tubner a little farther forward. along with number 27, Kayla Stills, rounding out a 4-player central midfield. So they're really packing the middle of the park here. And Sills works her way through.
Puts a shot wide of the left post, but Kayla Sills getting forward early for the Penguins.
Definitely an encouraging start for them.
The NWAC would like to thank Highline College for hosting the NWAC Soccer Championships. Many staff and volunteers helped make this event a success. Dave, you mentioned the difficulty that Peninsula had trying to get Oliveira involved in that match against Highline, that Highline back line really kind of marking her out of the match. What does she need to do early in this game to kind of get back into her rhythm as a striker?
I think she's just got to sit central, and they have to do a good job of finding her. I mean, she's any striker is really dependent on their teammates. Abby Wambach has a great line about how she never scored a goal without a pass. And, Peninsula is going to have to restart regular service early in the game. Now, Clark on the front foot, earning the first corner of the game, minute 30. They'll get a chance to launch a ball in here and take a run at the Peninsula defense. And Carnegie, who had a terrific game, is not the biggest goalkeeper.
That's Mia Castaneda.
And
left back.
Castaneda had a tremendous game against Tacoma.
It's a low ball in from her and just kind of getting herself warmed up. I think hadn't really taken a touch so far in this match.
Yeah, it's always, you get an early corner, that's great, but executing them is challenging, and you're really, you're trying to put that ball in, and maybe not all the way warmed up, maybe a little too pumped up for the final. I think one of the things is anytime you're in a final, the first few minutes, you've got a lot of emotion, and it's hard to settle.
Game time temperature is very agreeable down here in Tequila. 50 degrees, no precipitation, and nice and sunny out there after what was kind of a dreary semifinal Friday. Nice to see the sun poke its head out for Championship Sunday.
Absolutely. Couldn't ask for a better day. Well, that's one way for Oliveira to get involved, like go up for a ball, get fouled, challenge a defender, and now right back down the field, not even 3 minutes in, and Haley Watson's going to step up with a chance to really swing a dangerous ball in at the far post for Peninsula.
Haley Watson looking for the in-swinger here. Everyone parallel to the 18. Tucks that toward the back post. Higgins
perfect
comes
ball
out.
laid up. And a dream start. Sarah Guzman.
Center back to center back on the service. And the Peninsula Pirates up early, 4th minute. What a set piece out of Peninsula.
A dream start for the Pirates. 3 in the 4th minute. Watson hung that ball perfectly, a teasing ball about 12 yards out. Put Higgins in an impossible situation. Do you come for that or not? And Guzman did a great job, beat her mark. The whole name of the game in soccer on a free kick like that is to get to the ball, get your body between the defender and the ball so you can get a free header. And Guzman, picture perfect on that. Higgins got caught kind of betwixt and between, took a step forward, was a little off her line, and that was enough of an opening. And it's 1-0 Pirates, dream start, especially for a Pirate team that, just won on the counter in the semifinal, and then last year really had you could make a case the better of play in the final and lost in overtime after not scoring. So that early goal's got to be a big rush for the Pirates. And now you're going to see the Penguins have to come back. Clark, they have to kind of solve not just Peninsula as a team, but they also have to figure out how to solve, hey, this is our first final. They're probably a little bit more emotionally challenged right now, now you're down a goal.
Settles this ball in the left alley. She's going at Rosenkrantz.
Rosenkrantz did a nice job there. And then Ty.
Hanate manages to get that off Tatiana Hagen. And Watson draws the foul there. Well, head coach Kenyon Anderson for the Peninsula Pirates will be pleased. They had to wait till the 77th minute in a tense match against Highline in the semifinal to knock in a goal. They've done it in the first 5 here.
Absolutely. Well, and in the last 2 finals, they scored in overtime. So I think that's the first regulation goal in at least 2 years. Certainly, there was no regulation scoring last year. And I don't think there was a regulation goal the year before either, although someone will have to check on that at some point. Our extensive statistical research crew will have to get on that one.
Well, you mentioned it on Friday. Is one of the cliches about soccer is every game is in need of an early goal, and certainly I think it'll open things up nice and wide here at Starfire Stadium here today.
Yeah, I don't know if that goal is going to change the shape of the game a whole lot. I think Clark was always going to be content to counter. I don't think Peninsula is going to be content to sit on a first goal. So actually that goal was so early. I'm not sure there'll be a big change. I'll be curious to see if Clark says, okay, we're going to, whether they decide to get out of that 3-6-1 right away or they decide to be patient with it and stick with it a little bit. I'm curious to see how that goes. I think moving Tubner further forward, gives you a lot in the attack, but when she sits right in front of that back line, I think it opens up space for her to play into, and I think you're allowing a lot of the game to happen behind her when she's further forward. So I think it'll be interesting to see kind of how that adjusts. Right now she's on the ball in the attacking half, pressuring. Clark's dropping back and kind of pressuring 3-on-6 back there.
Hannah Tay goes for Tubner.
Read that pass, and here's Tubner on the ball playing deep, which is probably where she's most comfortable.
Tay trying to ride out the pressure from Alcott, tucks it inside against Powsey. Now lays it down the line, can't connect with Natalie Paul, but drew the free kick on advantage.
Well done. Clark certainly isn't intimidated by Peninsula. They came down and got a corner in the second minute. Had a good shot just after that. And now Tubner's going to swing this ball into the far post.
Tubner chops it backside. Got a lot of it. Finley was the closest Penguin to it, but it's gone out for a goal kick.
Peninsula did a good job of marking Clark out of that, but the ball may, if you're going to be really critical, you could say it was a little bit deep, but it was a nice ball, hung up well, well defended by Peninsula, kind of holding the Penguins off from really attacking it. Had a chance for everybody to take a deep breath as Carnegie decided to go chase the game ball instead of grabbing. There's an alternate ball right behind the goal that she decided to eschew, as they say.
Centralia College is your college for associate degrees, bachelor degrees, and job training. Apply now to get a jump on classes and financial aid. Applications easy and free. Visit www.centralia.edu for details. Centralia College. Go boldly. Tay back to Findlay.
Tay made about 6 moves and really didn't eliminate anybody. Didn't lose the ball. Castaneda shielding the ball out of bounds there. Samantha Rosenkrantz back out on the wing.
Rosenkrantz, a player who was kind of asked to play a bunch of different positions for Clark in that semifinal game against Tacoma. Most notably being brought out to try to neutralize Tacoma right back, Eva Brock.
She did a terrific. Rosenkrantz was part of that phalanx of players that Clark sent out to try to neutralize Tacoma's most dangerous asset, and was really effective. Did a good job. The other person who helped out there was Kayla Beard, who's back in her more usual position over on the left.
Hagen wide for Alcott. Forced to retreat by Rosenkrantz.
And you can see, Peninsula really played a 4-5-1 against Highline. Today, the way their strikers are getting forward, it's really more, and wingers are getting forward, it's more of a 4-3-3. Although Alcott tends to play a little bit deeper. And here's Oliveira running into that left channel.
She's taking on Williams. Williams nicks it away from her. Falls for Posey. Posey's gone for goal, and that one off the crossbar.
And Higgins was a bit late to react there. There was some space. It would have had to have been an inch-perfect finish, but there was some space, and Higgins was just a bit hesitant. If you're Clark and Higgins, you're really hoping that Peninsula will roll the ball or take a shot kind of right at her, give her a chance to catch one, handle the ball. This actually helps, just take a goal kick, get back in the game after giving up that goal. Tubner won that easily, flicked it forward.
Paul going in against Watson.
A goal scorer from the semifinal there. And she showed she doesn't need a whole lot of space to find the net. So
scored that goal sandwiched between two center backs. Ball up to Tay. Flipped forward toward Natalie Paul. Guzman is there as well.
And Guzman did a terrific job just holding her off. Paul got in a little bit of an after there. I think everybody's going to be okay. Guzman a little slow to get up, but I think some of it is she's a little sore, and I think some of it she probably was hoping for a call there. A little frustrated. That was a pretty robust challenge on a ball that was headed out of bounds.
Both these teams had tense matches in the semifinal. You have to imagine that they're, even with the day's gap, not too much of a chance for quality rest to try to get your body right after 90 minutes of what was really physical soccer in both semifinal games.
Oh, yeah, the one thing is both teams definitely play as Oliveira almost bowls through the center back pairing. Finley got that ball out of there on the second time of asking. But Oliveira showing, I mean, she gets the ball, gets her head down. She's going to challenge Clark's back line.
Alcott moving inside here. Flips one over the top.
Great diagonal ball. And they're going to call it a goal kick. That got headed out by one of the Clark defenders. But a little bit of a break for the Penguins there.
Higgins up to Sills. Now Kayla Beard. Looks like it came off a hand there. The referee agrees.
I don't understand that call either, actually. I mean, Clark had the ball 10 yards further forward just in the run of play, but a great opportunity to just hold on to your whistle and keep the game rolling.
Thumped forward. Gets beyond Sills.
Haley Watson winning another header inside the 18.
Tay. Castaneda up toward Paul, and Watson once more.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough to find Tubner and Greaves. There's two really tough players, and that was a heck of a collision. And there's Oliveira.
Trying to get it off Courtney Cutter.
Yeah, she caught Courtney Cutter in possession, won the ball, and Cutter had to foul her. Good play by both of them, really. Cutter didn't realize Oliveira was on top of her, lost the ball, and then prevented her from turning and playing some kind of a quick play while Cutter was caught forward with leaving an opening.
14th minute. Peninsula leads 1-0 on the early goal from Samantha Guzman. It's Guzman who restarts play there. Winning a throw-in for the Pirates in the attacking half.
Yeah, and Clark, even though they gave up the goal, they didn't feel compelled to get out of that 3-6-1 formation or make a change yet. So I think we're going to continue to see sort of this shape of the game.
Put on by Vasquez. Torres Benito trying to settle. Oliveira in there as well.
Sammy Hoa did a good job to sort of roll that ball forward and give Peninsula a dangerous opportunity to attack it in the box.
Thrown in toward Hoa. She's around her defender and has won a corner as that ball slowly trickles over the goal line.
When you said that, I was like, that's optimistic. It's still, she was 1-on-2, but she did enough to hold both of them off. Get a corner the last set play. Peninsula was able to swing the ball in and score. Clark's going to have to be really attentive to making sure that Guzman and Haley Watson don't beat him to the near post. And right now, Oliveira's unmarked. For Clark, defensively, they're outnumbered, and they've left Oliveira completely free.
In swinger from Grieve toward Oliveira. That one straight into the goal. Emily Grieve, direct from the corner kick, has curled that to the far post, and it's 2-0 in the 15th minute.
Here in the first quarter hour, you're up 2. Dream start for the Peninsula Pirates. Emily Grieve bending that ball in at the far post. Higgins caught a little bit flat-footed. You're worried about figuring out how you're going to organize and where your marks are, and and then to have a player spin that ball in like that. 2 set plays, 2 goals for the Pirates. And Clark now really has it all to do. the best news for Clark is you're only a quarter hour into the match. So you've got plenty of time. You just have to get your head and either not concede any more set plays or find a way to solve that particular problem. But they've certainly looked capable. I mean, Clark certainly looks capable of picking up a goal.
There's Tubner.
There's Tubner further forward.
Looping back for Paul and Sills.
Almost had Sills. Sills had a touch, and the Pirate defense was able to put her off. But that was she played that ball in, and except for that last touch, that was going to be a free chance at goal. And it looks like Coach Castagnola is looking to make a change here. I think they're going to go into more of a 3-5-2.
That must be Hannah Eakins who's waiting to check in. She did play up top for Clark in that semifinal game.
Yep. Yeah, and you can see they just dropped Tubner deeper. He just flipped what he was doing. So Tubner, who was opened the game and played the first 15 minutes as a number 9 as an attacking midfielder, now comes back into her more normal defensive midfielder, number 6 role. So she's playing closer to her own goal, and I think it gives her a chance to be a little bit more influential in the game, honestly, which I think will help the Penguins. I think Coach Castagnola agrees with me. That's why he moved her back there. And there she is distributing the ball. And
Castaneda with the turnover. Back to Emily Grieve, the goal scorer from moments ago.
And there's Grieve. You know, she reads the game so well, picks off the pass, takes a step up, didn't see an obvious lane forward, recycled the ball, and now Peninsula's on the attack again.
This is Hagen from distance, and that one.
And that's a big moment that I don't think anybody, including Maggie Higgins, is going to think about much. But that gave her an opportunity to make a save, start to get a little bit of a foothold in the game. If I'm the Clark coach, I'm really pleased with that right there. Okay, we gave up 2 goals. Our keeper got on the ball. You know, we've made our adjustment. Let's see how this plays out.
Kayla Sills, square to Findlay. The return for Sills. Rosenkrantz. Can't beat Powsey with the diagonal ball in.
It's not unusual to see a winger like that make a one-touch play there. I think you'd really rather, she had all day, take one more touch, really get your weight behind it. Make sure you clear that first defender. Sills cut that pass out. Dangerous for Clark now.
Well,
that was
Tubner.
Sammy Hoa decided Tubner was getting around her and was going to be a little dangerous and took her down.
Quickly taking free kick, and Tubner can't put that on frame.
She saw an opening. She saw that Peninsula was a little slow to organize the wall. Carnegie might not have really been ready, but it's important to execute that.
Now it'll be Maddie Topham and Hannah Eakins on for Natalie Paul. Kayla Sills headed to the bench as well. Fans, don't forget to check out the official tournament merchandise for T-shirts, sweatshirts, Under Armour gear, and more. Everything's fully customizable. Get your tournament gear today. Supplies are limited. Visit nwacstore.com/NWAC.
And number 28, Hannah.
Well, and this was a substitution that really energized Clark in the semifinal game. I thought that when they made those changes, and Eakin had a terrific game. So see if Clark can generate a little bit more attack.
This is Tay. Gets around Powsey. Had Topham on the run. Rosenkrantz, another centering ball.
Yeah, another first-time ball swung in. That one was a little bit more effective, but Peninsula was able to eventually deal with it. Castaneda restarts it for Clark.
Peninsula head coach Kenyon Anderson looks like he's getting ready to make some changes of his own. Meanwhile, his team's still on the front foot here.
Oliveira.
Hagen getting in there as well.
Oliveira almost caught Finley in possession there.
Grieve trying the shot from distance.
Speculative effort. And once again, just really, honestly, that really helps Clark. I mean, it gives Higgins another chance to get into a rhythm.
And certainly Emily Grieve, after scoring straight from the corner kick, feeling like she can do no wrong out there.
Oh, it was absolutely a good choice. Just in this situation, you know, for Higgins, she can get 2 or 3 touches. She's playing a little bit high and aggressive. Here's a nice ball out to Rosenkrantz. She's good. Rosenkrantz is good on the ball too. She might want to. You're probably going to have a talk if you're Castagnola with her about maybe playing on a 2nd or 3rd touch. Tubner wrote out a challenge. Referee thought she wrote it out a little bit too high. I thought she used the Pirate defender's momentum against her. I think the referee decided that was a little bit too robust an effort to do that. Sitting right in front of us are the referee from the men's semifinal game. Enjoying a terrific soccer afternoon here at Starfire Complex.
Ball at the far side. Now Peninsula will make their changes. It's Taylor Graham coming on for the Pirates, as well as Jordan Zarate, 2 players who featured heavily in their semifinal match.
Absolutely. I thought, honestly, I thought Taylor Graham was their most effective player in that attacking. She played in that attacking mid number 8 role and was really effective. And there she is again, winning the ball, turning.
Gets it to Zarate. Closed down there by Williams. Tough battle for the ball over in the corner.
Well done by the official to let that go. You know, yeah, a player went down. It's not necessarily a foul. Players sorted it out themselves, and now Peninsula gets a throw in. Hopefully the officiating is that consistent, and okay, that's the standard, and that'll let these guys play. And Clark, you just really need to hang in there for a couple of minutes here and not give up number 3.
Vasquez, quick throw into Graham. Graham
attempted the bicycle kick there.
Had an inventive idea for a cross. The execution, not quite what she was planning there.
Well, she's got the distinctive cactus-colored cleats, and she was trying to get a little magic out of those things. They're pretty fancy colored, but I don't know if they had that in them.
Ball up toward Tay, one back by Vasquez.
Vasquez, you know, you look at the Pirate back line for Peninsula, and they have, you know, they got good size and they're really good in the air. And I think it's Powsey has some pretty good speed on the outside. And then you look over at Vasquez, and she doesn't look quite as tall, but she's been just tremendously effective for them. Yeah. I thought she had a terrific game under extreme pressure against Highline. And she's just been really solid in the championship, and was also really well spoken after the game.
Ball back to Powsey.
You can see Watson come back to give her a good angle, and so Powsey chose to go forward, which was fine. But she also had the opportunity to swing the ball across their defense.
Alcott tried to go inside looking for Zarate.
Tubner stepped up well to win that, but couldn't quite connect with Tay on the backside there.
A little over midway through the first half. Peninsula up 2-0. Sarah Tubner and Hannah Tay trying to conduct things at midfield, but there comes another turnover to Torres Benito. And the quick pass.
Letting Graham step in, and here's a Castaneda, who was another player who had a tremendous semifinal match. Certainly bringing it today, too. Couldn't quite make that next connection, but initially that was a little bit of a hospital ball. She had to be pretty slick there to win that ball, avoid the Peninsula defender, and then play it forward.
Turn of Joy in for Rosenkrantz. Joy, one of those players who Jeff Castagnola kind of platoons out at the wing position.
She had 7 goals on the season, so she's someone who can get forward and put something in the net. But both these teams do a good job of really utilizing their roster, not just a starting 11. it's really, for me, it's nice to see as a 4-year college coach, you want to see as many players as possible involved. I think the game benefits from that in terms of tempo, and certainly in terms of developing people, it's a better environment for them. And both these teams do a good job of utilizing their full rosters.
Certainly the open substitution rule of the NWAC kind of weights things that way to the coach who's inclined to get a lot of players who can contribute and get them all out there on the field.
Absolutely. Well, and it's it comes down to, are you a soccer purist or do you want participation? And the NWAC's come down on the participation side, which I think is the right choice if you're an educational institution. Castaneda plays that short, swings it across. Finley has a lot of room, picks out a good pass.
Finley looking at Beard up top. Caleb
Found
Beard,
another good pass.
Turns well onto her left foot there. Vasquez trying to box her out, and I think that's a wonderful tackle from Vasquez. Kanegi holds it in on the byline, just in case it would have been a corner if it had gone out, but that's another strong challenge from Vasquez.
Absolutely, and after Beard had done a terrific job receiving that ball and really spun Vasquez, beat her, and Vasquez took 2 steps, and it didn't matter, just recovered.
Castaneda muscles Graham off the ball.
I think Clark's showing a little, they're settling into the game, showing a little more confidence. They just took, all coaches always have a plan, and I think it was Mike Tyson who said everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. For Clark, they had a plan. They've had to make some alterations. They got punched in the face, no question about that. 2 goals down in the first quarter hour, and they've come back out and they're getting after it, and I think gaining some confidence. Now Pawsey doesn't agree with that throw-in call. I'm going to say the officials had a way better view of that than we had up here in the booth. But I do think Clark and Joy kind of turned that ball straight over, but comes right back to Tubner.
She'll try Kanegi from long range, and
Kanegi had no problem. Yeah, that's
pretty much her first involvement of the day, really.
Yeah, she well, and honestly, I mean, I understand why Tubner would want to take a shot and kind of serve notice to Kanegi, but on the other hand, you're not going to beat her from there. So you see that a lot in the college game. You'll have players trying shots from 40 yards out. They're like, well, I scored in high school from there, and as a coach, you say, yeah, but 95% of the goalkeepers you faced aren't playing anymore. So it's probably going to be a little tougher to have success from that distance at this level. And Peninsula is being a little patient. Their line of confrontation is not all the way up the field right now. Graham allowing Clark to play out of the back a little bit. Which makes sense. You don't want to overextend. On the other hand, you really don't want to give Sarah Tubner a lot of time and space on the ball, no matter where she is on the field.
And this is Tubner now.
Yep. With time and space in the bottom and center circle, but Vasquez cut that pass out. She was looking for Kayla Beard down on the sideline. Would have been a difficult pass, or was a difficult pass.
Beard will take the throw. She goes back to Castaneda. Finley trying the through ball. Grieve is right there.
Yeah, that was a dangerous ball, and Grieve did a terrific job to sort of sniff that out. Go the other way, and Zarate draws the foul from Tubner, and Peninsula has another chance to swing a ball in.
Free kick taken by number 23.
Haley Watson got an assist on her first free kick of the day. Not that time.
A little bit more shallow. 30 minutes gone here at Starfire Stadium.
Yeah, well won by Sarah Tubner. Guzman got that ball and was able to snuff out any kind of counterattack from Eakins. And there goes Graham.
Slicing, dicing, she goes down, and a free kick's given just outside the arc.
Julia Williams with a foul there after Graham managed to intercept a pass in the back. Graham just hustled, created a turnover, forced the foul, and now free kick right about 25 yards out.
Gonna wait for the ceremonial distance to be moved. Well, it's going to be about 4 on the wall for Clark.
Clark's really resisting backing up. There they go. Higgins has the wall where she wants it. She's pretty far over behind that wall. It looks like from here. We don't have a great angle. But honestly, if it was up to me, I'd want her a little further over to the right. You want to let the wall cover the near post and the goalie take the far. And Higgins is a little bit behind the wall. So there's like double work and maybe an opening at the far post.
This is Grieve. She goes low, and it's right at Higgins.
I think Grieve saw the same thing I did and was looking for that. She didn't quite get it, but she managed to avoid the wall, and Higgins was right there to grab it.
Courtney Cutter pushes it as far as Guzman. Now Torres Benito will go back to Vasquez. Graham shoved off the ball by Tubner once more.
Yeah, Tubner won that one. Graham, I don't know if there was a little contact or Graham maybe thought it was worth a shot to go down. I don't think she appreciated Tubner stepping in and winning that ball, but Tubner just stepped up and won it.
Now for Zarate. Loops it forward. Knew she was going to get advantage, so she's kind of sent down a prayer, and she has a free kick in midfield.
Referee having a talk with Tubner. Tubner's one of those players. She's a really talented player, and she wants to change the game right now. Had a terrific win a second ago against Taylor Graham, and came in a little bit late there. I understand it comes from a good place, but probably not a great place to commit a foul. It doesn't hurt you much, but.
Watson to Vasquez on the restart. She'll try the ball in. Graham gets a header. Flicks it along, but it's collected by Higgins. Follow the NWAC on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all the latest NWAC news. Also visit nwacsports.org for the most recent information on schedules, scores, stats, and more.
Beard did a good job to win that ball. Didn't get a lot of help, and then jumped on a slack touch by Peninsula.
This is Maddie Topham. Back for Beard. Blocked by Vasquez. Courtney Cutter has it back in midfield. And it's one right back by Zarate. Now it's Zarate.
Graham.
Zarate, her first touch is a little bit big. But you see it right there, that strike ability of Peninsula. One touch and they're away.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and they had two players running right at the Penguin back line there. That counterattack started when it looked like Clark may have drawn a foul and didn't get the call, and then boy, one thing and Peninsula's off to the races.
Graham trying to go back to Howa. Finley.
And on that one, Howa, it didn't look, when the ball got played in, I thought, well, the keeper will come out and snuff that out, but it was a little bit slow, and the goalkeeper waited. And Howa, I mean, if she could have got there, she was in.
Eakins, Beard. Back for Eakins. First touch gets away from her, and Watson cuts it out. 35th minute now. About 10.5 to go, plus stoppage until the break. And Dave, you have to say so far, it's kind of been one-way traffic for Peninsula. Clark really hasn't been able to get a chance inside the penalty area.
Yeah, I think, well, honestly, I think it's been a game that's been played, primarily Emily Grieve steps up there but loses it primarily in midfield. There's neither team's really gotten an open look in the run of play.
Yeah, both goals have come off set pieces.
It was two, corner kick and a free kick way out wide for Peninsula. And for Clark, they've had a couple really good, I think, pretty solid chances, 2 good shots. So I think it's been an up and down game. If I'm Clark, I'm a little frustrated that, it's not really a 2-0 difference in the two teams at the moment. But ultimately, it's about what goes into the net, and so it's two goals for Peninsula, and Clark has it all to do. Less than an hour to play, and certainly if you're Clark, if you can start the comeback before halftime, that would be a bonus. But they just turned it over right here to Alcott, back to Pawsey.
Zarate. She'll turn and run. A quick return. I think Graham might have tried to work that to Alcott.
I think Graham was trying to lay that out wide, and Zarate got a foot on it. And now Clark goes the other way. And Clark's been doing a good job just being patient. They're not trying to get a home run ball every time they touch it. Here's Finley. They're back into their kind of 3-5, their standard 3-5-2 shape that they prefer. And I think they've been as effective in that as they have in anything else. And it's hard for a coach to say this, but I don't think that their tactics or formation had much to do with why they're down 2 goals.
Entering the match for the Clark College Penguins,
Kayla Sills back on, and Samantha Rosenkrantz returns as well.
Yep, sort of probably the last change before halftime for the Penguins.
There's Graham. She's by her defender. Graham going for goal. Well, that looks like an opportunity that with a couple more touches might have really developed into something dangerous for a cutback cross.
Well, she did such a great job of completely eliminating Julia Williams. I think, you figure you're 16 yards out, might as well have a go. Just unfortunately for Graham. Fortunately for Clark, she hit the ball a little high in the frame there.
Joy turns it over to Alcott.
Yeah, Joy got caught being really predictable there. Took a bad first touch and then tried to play it back.
Graham once more, and another solid save for Higgins.
Yeah, same thing when Tubner hit that 30-yard ball at Carnegie. You're not going to beat Higgins from there that way, but worth a try. And if you're Canyon Anderson, you like the confidence that Graham brings to the table and willing to hit that shot. And Peninsula is being very patient, and they get a turnover.
Torres Benito gets that as far as Graham. Graham around Williams, another driven shot, and that one sails wide. Higgins dove for it, didn't get there, but the ball was not on frame.
Yeah, I think Higgins didn't realize that she was that far beyond the post. She was in good position to start with, but once again, well hit by Graham. And Clark, looking a little bit less comfortable holding the ball on their back line.
Flick on header from Topham up to Sills.
That's a good way to solve that problem. Except Pawsey stepped up and read that really well.
Held in by Finley. Topham and turned over to Pawsey.
Graham spins away from Tubner.
Trying that ball over the top for Torres Benito. Cut out by Beard.
Torres Benito was about one step from being loose, too.
A lot of close calls so far in this game.
Finley drops it to Williams. Castaneda, that turnover was, I think, Castaneda's first mistake of the entire tournament.
Finley for Joy.
She's had a tremendous effort.
Joy further down line for Topham. That one rolling toward the touchline and eventually just rolls out of play.
And just a little bit outside. Actually gives Clark a really good chance to try to lock this thing in. Create a turnover off the throw-in.
Entering the match,
Oliveira returns for Peninsula. Tay and Paul back on for the Penguins.
Natalie Paul. And number 11, Hannah Tay. And for the Pirates, number 25.
Clark's going to close the half with a little bit more of an attacking look. They've got Paul, who started the game up top, wide on the right now. That's a great header from Tubner. Unfortunately, it went into the stands, and you can't really play a second ball from there.
Only in indoor soccer.
And even then, it's got to stay below the wall.
Always thought that indoor might benefit a little bit from having players jumping over the boards and chasing balls into the stands while it's still in play.
Oh, there you go.
Williams gets around Graham. Plays that up to Tay. She tries to go out wide to Paul with her first touch and just too much on it.
Yep, just a little bit too quick. Williams, good composure. Taylor Graham bearing down on her. Took a nice touch to beat Graham. She returned the favor after Graham did the same thing to her. Graham with the sombrero. Graham had the sombrero over top of Allison Finley.
And now Tubner's going to get herself booked.
Tubner had to take the foul there, because if she hadn't, Graham was off to the races. So she stepped in front, killed her momentum. That's you only can do that once and stay on the field. So
Haley Watson will drive in another.
A little bit deeper here. I think it's, Clark will have an easier time defending this. But still dangerous, and there's a ball near post.
Powsey did enough to control it. Oliveira trying to settle, and Kayla Sills just knocks it up toward midfield.
Once again, there's Cindy Vasquez.
And Vasquez commits a foul in the process, so a free kick going the way of Clark.
Yep. Not a big fan of that call. Vasquez steps in, wins the ball, and then they call her. She's holding off a defender. And worldwide, I think you give the attacking player the benefit of the doubt there.
Castaneda with the short restart.
Good pressure from Oliveira. And Clark, 1, 2, 3, a little tic-tac-toe. Creates some space to serve, and now
Beard's first touch has let her down there.
Yeah, Beard had got herself some space on the wing, but she couldn't control that pass into some place where she could use it. Here goes Graham.
Trying to rampage forward once again. She kind of plays with I guess you would almost term it recklessness that just tends to work out for her because she's so tenacious. She keeps getting back on the ball, Dave.
Yeah, I just think she's really aggressive. She's quick. She's good on the dribble. She's a personality player. What Anson Dorrance used to call a personality player, and she's going at people in a way that's really determined.
Sills tried to link up with Tay there.
It was a good try. Powsey came off second best, and Sills really had some time and space in the middle of the park, but couldn't quite connect the next pass. And here goes Graham.
She's around Castaneda. She's drawn Williams. Cuts back to her left.
She's around Castaneda twice, but it's cleared.
Tay for Paul. Straight down line for Rosencrantz, just once again the ball.
I think that's going to roll out again. Paul, plays in the center of the park a lot. Just let her foot. You want to hit that ball. Get your foot on the outside of it and keep your ankle locked. And she got caught hitting it dead center and keeping her ankle just a little bit loose, and that's what sent that ball drifting out of bounds instead of on the line. But good defense by Clark, and they get it back.
44th minute here. Time perhaps for the Penguins to do something before the break.
Getting down to the last minute plus stoppage time of the first half. There's Sills. A lot of one-time balls from Tay and some of the other midfielders for Clark, where I think they're not under as much pressure as they think they are. And the game and their team would benefit from them taking an extra touch.
Watson's got the better of Paul there. Paul still has the edge.
She did a great job, and then Paul spun her, drew the foul, and this is pretty much exactly the opposite side from the position that Peninsula scored on. And Tubner's going to walk up to it.
Paul kind of sneaking into the middle atop the 18 there. Now she'll check into the penalty area, and they're going to leave this for Castaneda.
Yeah, Castaneda will try to lay this up. Tubner's going to go over to the far post. She's telling Tay, hey, get at the top of the arc. If the ball comes out, she's got what we call trash. Just stay at the top of the arc. If the thing comes out on a half clear, smack it back in. And Castaneda's stretching there, I think, a little bit before she takes this. See if it's loosened her up as we now get into stoppage time of the first half.
Left-footed service curled toward
Great
goal.
ball up.
Rosenkrantz just too far underneath the resulting shot. Was a bouncing ball.
Yeah, ball's bouncing. You got to get over top of it. And she got caught. She tried to hit it with the side of her foot, more of a like what we used to call a soccer-style kick back in the old days. And you really want to drive that with the top of your foot, get over top, get your knee over top of it, and keep it down. And kind of the equivalent of playing miniature golf and trying to hit a ball really hard with a putter, just pops it up in the air. But Peninsula did a great job defending the initial ball. They got 3 bodies around there, but they couldn't really clear it. Clark was there, did a great job of forcing a half clear. And, so that's one of the players for Clark that you like on the ball in that position with some space to really drive it forward. And they didn't get a goal out of that or even a shot on goal, but they did, I think, establish again that they're going to be a dangerous attacking force. Peninsula can't really let their foot off the gas here.
Short restart. Referee glances at his watch.
Yeah, you'd think that this is going to be the last attack of the half.
It's Powsey.
Unless he's adding time for the goalkeeper's trip to the outer banks over there to get the ball. Sills trying to close Vasquez down. Vasquez calm, cool, collected. Finds Torres Benito out there.
Zarate going wide for Alcott.
Everybody, the official time is kept by the center referee.
Alcott fighting off Paul. Back for Powsey. Powsey looking up for the cross. Headed down in a pretty stiff shoulder challenge on Sammy Howa there.
Howa did a great job. She got across the body of the defender, headed the ball down. I actually thought it was a good no call. The defender had a right to make an effort. Howa just outran her, got there first and won it. Paid a little bit of a price. Tubner couldn't quite connect with Sills, and that's going to be the last kick of the first half.
Whistle goes for halftime, but on the back of goals in the 4th minute by Guzman and the 15th direct from the corner kick by Emily Grieve. The Peninsula Pirates have a 2-0 lead over the Clark Penguins. We'll take a break here on the NWAC Digital Network.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership.
I want to make my team and family proud.
Be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn and Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards. the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC.
We see you. Be your creative self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
We see you. Be your curious self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal. And then when you accomplish it, that's the best feeling in the world.
Once you tap into that, I think you're unstoppable.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud. And be an inspiration for other girls who like sports. Join the movement.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn & Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC.
We see you. Be your creative self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
We see you. Be your curious self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal. And then when you accomplish it, that's the best feeling in the world.
Once you tap into that, I think you're unstoppable.
We are back here at Starfire Stadium and on the NWAC Digital Network. Through the first 45 minutes, the Peninsula Pilots have a 2-0 lead over the Clark Penguins. Andrew Harvey, alongside Evergreen State College women's head coach Dave Morris for you. Todd Elvig from STSPN is our technical director today. And Dave, it was a very entertaining first half. 2 goals off set pieces, none from open play just yet, but the way this match has been opening up, we think we might see 1 or 2 of those.
Yeah, it's definitely up and down. I mean, you have 2 teams that are, I think, overall pretty attacking-minded and, playing positive soccer, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun in the second half. Obviously, it's tough to spot anybody 2 goals in the first 15 minutes to come back and win, but if anybody can do it, it's Clark. I mean, they're certainly capable of scoring goals. They had 58 of them. So they average right about almost 4 goals a game. They were able to pick up a goal against Tacoma in the semifinal, obviously, to go through, and they have some really interesting attacking personalities. On the other hand, with Peninsula, there's a number of teams I wouldn't want to spot 2 goals, and they would be near the top of the list. They allowed, I think, after the first 2 games of the season, they gave up 6 goals over the remaining, whatever it was, 17 games. So they have a stingy defense. Their goalkeeper, Kanagi, really been the player of the tournament in a lot of ways. And it's going to take something special for Clark to breach that defense. And maybe this turnover right here could be the start of it.
Kayla Sills up to Rosenkrantz. Rosenkrantz's cross, and Kanagi off her line. She'll be able to scoop that up.
Yep, and this half, instead of playing a 3-6-1, Clark definitely more in a 3-5-2. They've got Sills and looks like Sills and Rosenkrantz up top. They are playing Tubner a little further forward again, playing in that number 8 sort of attacking mid role.
Worth remembering that Sarah Tubner is on a yellow card for persistent infringement in the first half.
I think it was more for that one infringement than persistent infringement. She it was a professional foul. She blocked off that runner after I think it was it Zarate?
It was Taylor Graham.
Taylor Graham rainbowed one of her teammates. Tubner made sure that didn't pay off.
Castaneda coming back into that ball, and she's going to draw a whistle for that as well. And a little bit of a talking to as well.
Yeah, the two outside backs head-to-head, I think. Vasquez
Vasquez
for Peninsula and Castaneda, and Vasquez draws the foul. Referee having a little talk with Castaneda. That was a pretty robust challenge, as they say. Guzman's going to whip this one in.
Got Grieve making the near side run.
Yeah, Sills picked that up really well. Both these teams are well organized defensively. You can always count on Peninsula. Kenyon will always have one or two little trick plays up his sleeve there. And Watson with the foul. I don't think Sills, she was facing to her left, and I don't think she could have seen it. But she had a runner. I want to say that was Kayla. It was Kayla Beard was running completely by herself on the right side, and acres of fake grass over there. And the foul interrupted the play, so now Tubner's going to swing this ball in.
And a flag up for offside against Courtney Cutter there at the back post.
Cutter took off a little bit early and then pulled up a little short, and the ball went up over her head. They'll just take the goal kick.
Clark College in Vancouver, Washington is enrolling for winter quarter. Whether you want to advance your career, complete a degree, or earn your high school diploma, Clark College can help you reach your goals. Visit clark.edu to learn more.
You too can be a Penguin.
Relatively unique in the landscape of mascots in the American sports place.
Well, when you coach the Gooey Ducks, you got to be really careful about those kind of jokes, I would say.
Touche.
But
ever schedule friendlies against the UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs.
We actually played them this year in the regular season. A neutral site.
That sounds like a match I want to be a part of.
The Battle of the Invert. I thought we really got very little. I expected better publicity from that game, to be honest, when we scheduled it. Thought, how many times do you get an all-invertebrate matchup in college sports? And I think the answer is that was the first one. So I've also coached a Blue Devils team at a school that banned the display of any sort of devil or flame symbol around being the Blue Devils. So that was kind of interesting. And then coached a team called the Mighty Oaks in Indiana. So when people say, what about the Gooey Duck? I'm like, well, at least we're not a tree.
Well, I have to ask you this. In that game where you were taking on the Banana Slugs, did the ball spend much time along the spine of either formation for the sides?
That's terrible.
I appreciate that you appreciate how terrible it is.
You're the first person to come up with that particular joke, though.
Sills knocks that one down.
There was just a lot of amorphous possession.
Total football. Sills looking to turn here.
Well, and at least we have a shell,
Kanagi.
Oh, Kanagi got on the end of that pawl, was right there if Kanagi couldn't handle it cleanly. And she showed a little bit of that ball, but not much. But Clark, once again, showing that they can get forward. And Cutter not going to get past Watson that way.
Now for Castaneda. Bit of a problematic back pass there for Williams. Thankfully, she
Williams
wasn't under pressure.
Well, Williams wasn't under pressure and didn't have any trouble handling that ball. But yeah, you'd have to think Oliveira is going to log that in and be thinking about the next time.
Kanagi punts it upfield. Tubner hits it right back.
Kanagi's always very patient to pick the ball up if she thinks that's a situation where she can take a little time. A couple times she's been so patient she's encouraged a little contact in front of her. Tubner's used to winning that tackle.
Down there, went in against Emily Grieve.
And at first I thought she was just frustrated. Now I'm a little concerned. She came in hard. Grieve rode that tackle out, and I'm afraid about her left ankle. I think Tubner might have turned it as she came in on that tackle. The way she rolled over.
Well, fine success at Pierce College. Selected as one of the top 10 best community colleges in the nation, Pierce College offers more than 60 programs of study. Get started today at one of the nation's premier community colleges. Apply online at www.pierce.ctc.edu. Pierce College, possibilities realized. Sarah Tubner back to her feet now.
Yep, and I think the referees are going to make her go off the field for at least a second because the trainer came out. But I think she did kind of just get a little bit of a tweak on her ankle there. And
initially looked like she'd been holding her face a little bit when she went down. It looked like Grieve almost kind of had a hand at the backside. And the center referee is over there talking to the fourth official in the AR on the far side.
I thought they were just getting a cup of coffee, to be honest. And they're going to make her come off for a second.
And yeah, see, Tubner was kind of gesturing with an arm moving upward.
Yeah, so. I thought she was her leg, but yeah, she might have just got an arm in the face there.
Well, it looks like we're going to restart with a drop ball. Hannah Tay set to knock it back to the Pirates.
Meanwhile, the clock runs. 52 minutes gone. Still 2-0 Peninsula.
Rosenkrantz.
And Tubner waved back onto the field there.
Good to see her able to continue. You have to figure she's going to feature pretty heavily into Clark's hopes for a comeback, down 2 goals here.
She's definitely critical to their chances, and she's at the center of most of the good things that they do. Sills and Watson. That's going to go to Watson. There's a little bit of an after there. I think Watson objected to, I think she was okay with the first or second contact, but I think the third or fourth nibble on the back of her legs kind of irritated her. So she was making that well known.
And the Clark sideline down there just going ballistic for the header won by Kayla Beard. I think they're just trying to get some energy going to get this Clark team moving.
Yeah, the game's kind of picked a little bit of a lull. There's been a couple stoppages now. And Clark really needs to raise their level here, obviously, if they're going to penetrate. But that was a great play by Kayla Beard. Stepped up, won the header. And now she wins a throw-in off of, I think that's Alcott over there. Because Torres Benito is over here. Clark spinning the ball around their back three. Torres Benito in good defensive position there, prevented really any kind of an outlet. And the best Castaneda could do is knock that out of bounds. And once again, another break, another stop in the action. If you're Clark, you really want to keep this ball on the field and keep everybody playing, build a little bit of a rhythm for yourself.
Vasquez for Guzman.
That looked like it was off of a Clark player, and it was. Oliveira's on it. She's going to roll that back to Vasquez for the throw-in.
Vasquez for Howa. Howa loses it. Right back out, was hoping for the quick link up with Torres Benito.
Clark goes back the other way as well. This time back to Higgins. Higgins.
Risky back pass, ball left in space. Howa trying to settle underneath it. As
a little bit
Torres
sloppy.
Benito. Torres Benito might settle this ball. Tied up with Williams. Bit of a scrum now.
A little bit of an unusual move there by Torres Benito, holding the ball between her legs like that. Clark clears their lines now. I don't know if Kayla Sills isn't going to be able to get to that. But yeah, Peninsula had possession there in a little bit of a dangerous spot. Clark was able to sort of scramble it clear. Neither team's really created a clear-cut opportunity in the run of play.
That's Alcott in for Howa. Up to Torres Benito.
Just as I say that, you got Torres Benito going 1v1 against Paul, and eventually against 3 Penguins.
Tay going down line only as far as Vasquez. Grieve. And Guzman swinging things into the middle of the field where Courtney Cutter gets it for Clark.
And now they've got Tubman in space.
Tubman down line for Rosenkrantz. First touch from her into the middle for Sills.
Rosenkrantz, yet another first-time ball.
Sills settles it. She goes for goal, and Carnegie right there.
Carnegie was a little bit handcuffed with that one right at her. Rosenkrantz, another first-time pass. She's a skillful player, and she likes to hit that ball first time. And once again, you're left thinking, if you take a second touch there, you may have a little bit more balance to hit a pass that, gives the next player a little better chance for success. Although right there, just as I was saying that, she held the ball, looked up, and mishit her pass. So here's Paul.
Looking for Paul. She scored in that semifinal game. Ball in, looking for Sills there, is picked away by Guzman.
Guzman did a good job cutting that pass off for Sills. And they go right back out to Paul.
And now it's Vasquez.
Twice, little diagonal ball. And Natalie Paul looked like she was in space over on the left side, and both times immediately shut down by the Peninsula defense and put in positions where she really went from looking like she had an advantage to where she had to just try to survive with the ball and help her team keep possession.
Penguins hoping to keep Peninsula penned in here.
It's a lot of P's right there. Castaneda wins the battle with Oliveira, who's holding her throat.
Calling for Tubner.
Behind the play, referee looks over, and as Clark ditches that ball back, they're going to take a second. I think Oliveira is going to be okay. It was a little bit of a physical confrontation. The only thing that worries me right now is just watching Oliveira hold her arm. And now she's all right. She came off a little bit second best against Castaneda there. And the referee is going to have, I think that's Zarate. Serve back to Clark, and we're back in.
Rolled out to Williams.
Oliveira. She's really, you got to like a striker who's an all-action defender like that. Working hard. She forced a difficult pass from Higgins. And number 10, Torres Benito, was able to pick it off. Nice turn by Tubner. She was able to get away from Grieve a little bit, but she couldn't dodge the referee.
You never expect the tackle from the referee.
No, it was a good one, though. He got right on it, played it back to her. But,
it was all ball.
Yeah.
60th minute now.
It was a clean tackle, but we're getting into the last half hour now.
Paul trying to go down line. Guzman was there.
Right back. Torres Benito putting Castaneda under pressure. And Castaneda went down under the challenge. 30 minutes left, and if things don't change, Peninsula will be the 2018 NWAC champion. Here comes Clark. Castaneda may very well have something to say about that. Nice diagonal, won by Powsey there.
Grieve content to knock things back along midfield. Williams collects.
Peninsula is trying to reorganize their defense. Oliveira worked really hard a minute ago. She was taking a little bit of a breather there.
Tays around Howa. She's won a free kick.
It's the second time Clark's been on the ball. Played a nice pass in and had it pulled back for a restart. I'm sure they would rather have just continued to play there. They've also got both coaches have a substitution at the bench next opportunity that they get. Finley lays that in. Headed clear by Guzman.
Beard got the ball, couldn't find it. Looks like it might have come off her hand in the process. Free kick given. Walla Walla Community College athletes follow traditions of excellence in soccer, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball, golf, and rodeo. WWCC Warriors are proud to compete in the NWAC. Watson sends downfield. Tubner.
Headed clear by Clark.
Looking for
Tubner made that pass and that was well done by the official. That time he allowed the advantage to develop. I think it was Emily Greaves. It's just a little late trying to pressure Tubner. Tubner got the pass off, went down. The official waited to see if the advantage developed and then pulled the play back when it didn't. Well done across the board, but the first yellow card for Peninsula. So both 6s going in the book.
Kick on the way from Cutter.
Nice ball in. Pawsey couldn't quite head it clear. Guzman got on it. It's going to go out for a Clark throw deep in.
That'll allow the substitutes onto the field.
Yep, here come the changes.
Zarate and Graham return for the Pirates. And for Clark, it is Judith Nunez Robles, who making her first appearance of the match now, but had meaningful minutes as a substitute in the semifinal.
Absolutely, was influential. Was a good little passer of the ball. And there's Beard against Pawsey, and that one sort of a draw, but Beard wins the throw-in. Sills checks. Here comes Cutter from deep.
Tay putting a shoulder in there, trying to hold on to the ball. Lost it out the far sideline.
Pawsey taking her time, sort of mincing across the concrete there. Before she takes this throw, Clark's going to try to overload this and keep the ball in this area of the field if they can.
Cutter trying to switch over to Paul. Paul a touch to settle and blocked by Watson on the shot.
Haley Watson did well to come across and block that. Another turnover.
Tay for Sills, back for Tay. Cross looks like it was blocked. It's a corner.
And here's Clark generating some real sustained pressure here. 27 minutes to go. Kind of a key point if you're going to try to make up 2 goals. This is a key part of the game where you get one, you can get a lot of momentum.
Castaneda lining up the in-swinger.
And Peninsula is going to defend this. They're playing a zone. They're marking. You can see them marking space inside the 6-yard box. They're not going to try to match up with runners, so it's possible to shoot the gaps and really get a powerful header.
4 runners coming. Initial header.
One by Peninsula, but
only
only
by the Pirates. Graham tries to move it clear, and Zarate's ball will run out the far side.
Well done. Hanate, I think, was trying to line up a shot there. She blocked that clear, but couldn't collect herself and get balanced fast enough.
Tay spins off the challenge. Seesaw ball over to Sills. Going ahead for Paul.
Paul's 1v1 there.
Bullied off the ball by Guzman.
Yep. And Graham is an effective player defending up top. Put a lot of pressure on Castaneda, who solved it. This is dangerous.
Flick on header, Carnegie comes for it. Managed to control it.
Paul just couldn't quite figure out the right line to take on that one. Is it flicked off, I think, Watson?
Yeah,
got a little bit of a head on it.
Maybe Watson's head.
Carnegie alertly off her line there to snuff out the danger. Paul battling with Vasquez.
Vasquez does well to win a goal kick there.
Yep, once again, Vasquez just hangs in there and wins the battle.
We'd like to thank the Red Lion, the official hotel of the Northwest Athletic Conference. With friendly service and unique local flair, Red Lion hotels get guests closer to main attractions and good times with full-service hotels and a wide variety of amenities. Discover your escape across the Red Lion family.
Another substitution for Clark. Can't see who it is coming in here.
I think it's Maddie Topham back on for Kayla Sills.
I think Eakins is coming in. This is probably the longest she's been out this tournament.
Pawsey taking her time.
Slack pass.
Topham looking to settle. Goes right ahead for Nunez Robles.
Kayla Beard was looking for a return pass, but that wasn't quite the quality that Topham was looking for on that.
A lot of players mobbing for the ball on the far sideline. Nunez Robles gets a touch to it.
She finds Beard.
Now Topham. And it's nicked away.
By Zarate.
One back by Tay. Looking back inside with Tubner.
Good little 1-2. Tay turns. She's playing in the midst of 5 Peninsula Pirates. And she got hit in the face by the clear. Referee blew the whistle. That's part of the new, there's the sort of anti-concussion protocol, I think. Unless he called a handball. Or if a kid gets hit in the head, you really immediately stop play. I think he's going to call a drop ball. And he's going to direct traffic here. He's going to have Peninsula play this ball back to Clark. Clark was in possession when he blew the whistle. That's, in terms of soccer etiquette, the right way to do it.
And we might see a contested drop
yeah,
ball
I think Tubner's insisting on just playing it out right there, and Clark wins it.
Shot from long range, headed away by Vasquez. Falling for Tubner, the second effort. Slow roller in for Kanegi.
Kanegi nonchalant with her feet, and
she really does like to fly close to the sun, doesn't she?
Yeah, that's one where, a lot of goalie coaches would look at her and say, you know what, why don't you just catch that one? But she's been absolutely flawless this tournament and, frankly, most of the season. So it's one of those deals where if it works, don't fix it.
Howa, square for Pawsey. Chopped out by Clark. Tay, the quick link-up ball, but it falls right back to Zarate. Pawsey. Howa, through ball there, but no one was making the run.
There's 2 more Penguins standing at the scorer's table here when the ball goes out. There has, we had that period where the game really slowed down, and now the game has gotten into a little bit more of a rhythm. Things are moving. Oh, there's, I think, Williams, a little bit of a negative play there.
Intercepted by Peninsula. Zarate. Up to Torres Benito.
Williams cuts that out. It was a clever little ball over the top. Paul she's I think a little bit fatigued here. Couldn't quite readjust her position, and Cutter won that ball in the midfield, played it back into her own back line.
Howa pressing forward against Tay. Went into Tay, the ball was the other direction.
Tay scratches it clear. I think if Tay had had the presence of mind to go down, she would have gotten the call there. But that's one of the things that, between the men's game and the women's game really makes the women's game a little more attractive.
Graham manages the cross there. Williams plays it with her feet. Tubner and Paul up toward Topham. And boy, just Clark has really had some trouble laying the ball down the touchline in this match today.
Yeah, a lot of right-footed balls bending out of bounds on that left side.
For the Penguins, number 27, Kayla Sills.
Kayla Sills back in. Hannah Eakin comes in for Natalie Paul.
And for the Pirates,
Brianne Cooney on now for the Pirates.
And you're down to we're at the 70th minute, so the last 20 minutes, and Peninsula getting to the point where, honestly, you're content in possession. But here's Torres Benito laying a ball for Graham.
She and Williams go together.
Williams, had a terrific game. Just split 2 attacking Peninsula players, drew the foul. And she's had a very quietly effective second half. I don't know how quiet it was actually winning that ball and then dribbling forward out of the back.
Sills
does a nice job. She got herself in a good seam there. It was like a little pocket of space. Clark finds her.
Tubner, the flick on header.
Great
Eakins
header.
running in. Carnegie
was all over it. But Tubner with a dangerous little header. As Clark's shown, they've found some seams through the Peninsula back line. They just haven't been able to take care of Carnegie, and that is going to be a foul. And I think Sammy Howa is one hit away from the book after that one.
Yeah, didn't seem to be too much intention to play the ball there.
No, she was a little late. Tubner had it all the way, and I think, the contact did put Tubner off and not let her do anything really creative with that. Dangerous ball in. Peninsula wins it.
Cutter trying to swipe that back toward goal. Topham is settled at the top of the 18. Driven ball, appeals for a handball. Referee didn't seem to agree.
The Clark kids were asking for one. Frankly, I didn't see it either. So here's Castaneda with a chance to serve.
Looped away by, I believe, Powsey on the far side.
Powsey did a good job stepping up, and then Cutter couldn't beat her on the outside, but Clark has a throw-in and maintains possession. You think about it, the last 6-7 minutes have been played primarily in Peninsula's end of the field. If you're Clark, other than being down 2-0, you're pretty happy with how it's going right now.
Tay, long-range effort, wide of the goal.
That's going to give Peninsula a chance to reset, take a breath. As we head into the last quarter hour, still the Clark Penguins have it all to do. Peninsula firmly in control now, up 2 goals. As we watch time wind down here in the second half.
Graham going in against Castaneda. Castaneda has the track. The ball still moving the wrong direction for her.
Castaneda does a good job, clears that ball, and then draws the foul.
And Graham. And that's an accumulation. She's the one who tripped Williams, and that one's going to see her booked.
Yeah, third. That was persistent infringement. In fact, the referee just looked. She looked at the referee, and the referee said that's the 3rd time. Because she said, well, that wasn't really a yellow card foul. And he says, well, that one wasn't by itself, but you've nibbled at 3 different people. And honestly, she just needs to stay composed, keep pressuring. There really was no need for the foul. She'd won the throw in there. So a little bit of a turnover for Peninsula. There's Cutter again.
Going ahead for Beard, who's offside.
That was a very, very tight play. Beard was running out of the midfield and thought she had timed it. It's one of those as a coach, you're like, you really don't want the midfielder to make that into a tight play. Beard could have easily, stayed a foot or 2 back, held her run, and then gone forward from the position she was in. But it was a good look, good ball, and a good run. And now Sills.
Trying to keep the pressure on Powsey. Powsey being hemmed in here and manages to win a goal kick.
Yeah, Powsey survived that challenge. Watson stepped in, kind of got eliminated there because of Sills' hard work. If Sills just putting in a really good shift. Seems like Clark's really shifted Tubner up front now. And I think that makes a lot of sense if she's kind of your go-to player. You want her up in front of the goal at this point in the game, but you really need her in the midfield just to keep control of things and give people a chance.
Topham poked away by Powsey.
Just as I say that, there's Tubner with the ball at top of the box.
Eakins back for Topham. Eakins can't get the connection on the cross. Watson gives chase, and it's another 1-goal kick. On that last stoppage, Oliveira returned for Taylor Graham, who, playing on the yellow card, I don't expect we'll see her in the last 15 minutes.
I think you might see one. Frankly, you're in the last quarter hour, and with the substitution rules, you can throw her out there again for another 5 minutes. Get a little bit of a break. There's a foul on Clark. And actually, that's a big foul because that releases some of the pressure on Peninsula. Clark's turning they're doing the right things. They're turning the screw. And I think they've gone to more of a 3-4-3 here instead of a 3-5-2. Try to get a little bit more of an attacking shape.
Powsey with the throw-in. She's going to go quickly.
She did a great job on Kayla Beard there. They had a tough one-on-one confrontation. But Beard's on the ball now. And there was a good example of a ball up the line. Stayed in. Beard found Tubner. Watson had to clear that out for a throw-in.
Sam Rosenkrantz, I think she returned. There's so much action over on the far bench.
Yeah, she's coming in for a top I think.
That is Rosenkrantz there. Quick flick, scooped forward, and right back out by Watson.
Beard to Tubner, they'll get a throw-in out of the deal. And right back, Kayla Beard again. Or no, Finley, sorry.
Finley floating in toward Rosenkrantz, who settles.
Brings it down.
Rosenkrantz's shot blocked by Watson. Dealt away by Cooney on the far sideline.
Finley, a bouncing ball.
Emily Grieve.
Grieve just stayed with that, stayed composed. And the Pirates come out the right side here.
Torres Benito trying to run right by Hanate.
It's a good battle, both teams, and Torres Benito draws the foul. And 12 minutes to go, and for Peninsula, a great chance here to take some time. Greaves can launch a ball in here. A goal basically ends the tie right here.
Grieve rolls that ball toward Higgins, and it's straight to her hands.
Yep, left-footed in-swinging shot. Would have been a great time, I think, for like a little near-post run, dribble the ball to the corner, but the nice shot, too. Greaves to Guzman. Vasquez plays yet another great ball down the line. Oliveira can't quite keep that in. But honestly, you got to be pretty content if you're Peninsula. You're playing that long ball down the line. Your forward wins it. Clark has a contested chance to throw it in. Torres Benito creates another turnover. And they've really relieved some of the pressure. Clark had a good 5-6 minutes of sustained pressure in the Peninsula end. And now they'll try to reestablish themselves.
Tubner moving forward. She's got some support. Watson right in front of her. Beard. Tubner trying to draw Watson here. She goes down. Ball comes through to Rosenkrantz. Blocked, and the assistant referee signals for handball.
Yeah. Tubner got fouled, but managed to keep possession. The referee did, I think, a good job letting him play on. I don't think he was going to call that handball either. The assistant flagged it.
Taking the free kick for the Penguins, number 2, Mia.
Is this Castaneda?
Looks to be.
Yeah, and she's generally tries to play a cross in. She doesn't really try to shoot it directly. This is an angle where, against Carnegie, I would think it'd be worth a try.
On the way toward the back post, Carnegie goes up. It's on top of the net.
That was the try. She got it up, didn't quite get it back down under the bar, but a good effort. Tubner has to go get that ball and put it down. Now Carnegie's going to be a little finicky about it as we get into the final 10 minutes of regulation here.
Eakins. Short for Sills. That'll be a throw-in for Clark.
There's Sills again.
Rosenkrantz in the middle. Rosenkrantz looping over the top, looking for Beard. Good idea on that.
That was
ball.
a terrific little first-time scoop pass. And she had runners.
From long range. And Tay can't get it to drop.
Yeah, a little too long there. But, you know, she found a pocket of space. And once again, Tubner has the rebound, puts the ball down. Once again, Carnegie making sure she readjusts that thing for a second. Well won by, I think, Beard, who drew the foul. Or is that Rosenkrantz?
That was Beard.
That was Beard. Castaneda. She had a good go the last time. Peninsula setting up a fairly deep wall. Instead of holding the top of the 18, they're kind of drifting back. Great ball in.
Carnegie comes for it.
Big crowd.
Tay, shots on the ground, blocked by Watson and dealt away.
That was a difficult. Defensively, you really want to hold your line on a free kick.
Floated ball. Tubner meets it at the back post.
Yeah, couldn't quite get on the end of that. But she's putting in a shift for Clark. But on free kicks, you really want generally speaking, you want your back line to hold the top of the 18 so that you clear the box for your goalkeeper and not have so much traffic. That time Peninsula, I think, for whatever reason, felt like they needed to back up a little bit further and created a lot of traffic in front of Carnegie, who is not a big kid.
Driven by Cutter.
Yeah, just a little too deep, and Carnegie does not play that one with her feet.
Castaneda doesn't get it clear, though. Cooney over the top for Oliveira. Higgins will have it off her line.
Grieve wins that right back at Oliveira. It's cut out by...
Looks to be Allison Finley.
Yep, well done. Eakins. She finds Eakins. Eakins, a little first-time diagonal ball. Guzman's trying to bring that down, and she succeeds. Sills thought she had her lined up, and Guzman was just a little too quick.
That's Sills
foul
right
there
in the
on
middle
Sills.
of the field. Caught Guzman pretty much right in the midsection as she was going for the ball.
Yeah, Guzman accelerated, and Sills was half-second late there. Not a lot of malice in it, but still a hard tackle. Clark has a substitute up here. 6 minutes to go in the regulation 90 minutes. And if Clark can't manage 2 goals in the next 6 minutes plus stoppage time, that's all she wrote for the 2018 season.
Vasquez won the initial ball. Tay has control of it, but also has Howe all over her. Tubner keeps it on the same line. Tay, short for Eakins. Just turns and scoops without checking to see who she had in the middle.
There's a collision. Sills and Watson collide and created a big advantage for Clark. The referee had to call it. I think Sills came off second best there, limping a little bit. Peninsula happy to take a few seconds and get organized. Oliveira saying, just hit that long, we'll go chase it. Torres Benito
loses out to Tay.
Loses out to Tay and then comes in and
foot
chops at her.
Free kick foul there. Clark moving quickly now.
Yeah, Peninsula actually kicked the ball away there. The Clark players were asking for a yellow card. I think the referee decided that would slow the game down even more.
Watson intercepts
nice
a long ball up
ball
from
in,
Finley.
cut out,
Greaves
Greaves.
Clearance doesn't work. Howe now turns. She'll press forward. Just lumping it deep. And why not? Under 4 to play.
Yeah, Finley gets it under pressure from Oliveira. This is where, you know, Clark, they have skillful backs and they're comfortable under pressure, but honestly, you're kind of thinking, you know what, like, how about hitting that ball forward?
This is up for Beard.
And here it is.
Rosenkrantz running inside. Tubner
4
at the back
players
post.
across the
Beard's
front.
cross. Rosenkrantz hits it too shy. Claims for a deflection.
wanted a corner, but I don't think she was ever going to get one. And
I'd like to inform everybody that immediately after this game, there will be
Clark, unfortunately, there, they got the ball wide to Kayla Beard, who's a terrific crosser of the ball. All three runners all kind of got even, and she really didn't have any choices about who to pick out. She couldn't have cut that ball back. Everybody sort of ran on the same line, the sort of line across the field. Made it pretty tough to be dangerous on that cross. Now,
Natalie Paul.
Paul was in a good little pocket there, and Haley Watson was alert, stepped up, blocked it, and snuffed out the danger.
Castaneda set to throw this ball in.
Yep. Foul on Peninsula, and as we have less than 3 minutes of normal time remaining, another really good chance for Clark to swing one in here. This is going to be Tubner.
Tubner driven to the back post, sails wide of the goal.
Great ball, a lot of
Losing the
backspin.
scrum, and blocked by Vasquez on the shot.
Vasquez got a head on it. Another ball in, Paul.
Trying to settle it. Watson lifts it clear. As far as Tubner, she'll chop this in right away. Watson another header. Oh, that was Zarate trying to turn. Allison Finley has pretty much joined the attacking band at this point.
Yeah, and Kayla Beard, was one touch away. Powsey just got in there with Alcott, crowded her out. Clark was trying to play through some very, it's tough now. It's last couple minutes of the game. Peninsula understands it's basically the mission is to defend now. And there's Taylor Graham again.
Comes to the near side for Torres Benito, who might have the corner flag in mind. She's going at Castaneda. Tries to cut it back against her, and Williams snuffs it out.
Well read. Williams dribbling up the field. Cuts beyond Emily Greaves. There's space.
Beard on the far side. She'll send it that way. That's a long ball for Beard.
Kayla Beard on her horse. Can she get there? She does, but can't quite keep it in bounds. Big hustle play by Kayla Beard. Tubner once again grabbing that ball, putting it down. Kanegi says, no, I like it about 2 inches to the left there.
Well, and if the trick there is the player has to know to hand that ball to the goalie. If the goalie then puts it down and moves it after that, that's delaying the restart of play. But if you put it down for them, they're free to move it wherever they please on the 6-yard box.
Yeah, well, and Kanegi, honestly, you hand it to them, they can run to the other side of the thing if they want. But Graham cutting around. That's going to turn it over, but we're in the last minute of normal time. And an increasingly insurmountable-looking 2-goal lead for Peninsula.
That came off the hand
Kayla
of
Sills. Handball. Greaves with a quick restart.
Going for Torres Benito. Castaneda coming in.
And it's going to be a throw-in for Clark. And a 90th minute substitution here for Clark. Sills comes out and Topham comes in.
Maddie Topham on. Receives that throw-in. Castaneda.
Topham kind of chopped down from behind, but Clark was able to clear it anyway.
Tay.
Couldn't get it over Powsey. Tay outworked, is that Zarate?
Now it's
Keep it
Graham.
in, but came back out. Graham and Torres Benito 2-on-2 there.
Williams.
Well won.
Near side to Eakins. Looking for the long ball over the top. Finley tries to turn.
There
this
it
one
is,
went off
Tubner.
Tubner can't control it. Laid back for Finley. Tubner's down inside the box. Send over to, I believe, Beard.
Finley. Tubner did a great job, laid that ball for Finley. Unfortunately, it was Tubner, the attacking player, laying it off to a defender, and Finley went for the pass when really needed a shot there.
Tay serves us in. Tubner's there.
Well served. Still loose.
Headed down and knocked clear by Vasquez. Graham turns for the stoppage time.
Graham did a great job, held off Cutter.
Alcott on the far side. In for Zarate.
And there's Howe. It's a little bit overhit, but Howe could just head for the flag, except Castaneda gets a toe in there. Can she keep it in?
Unable to do so. Sells out for it, though.
And the referee is looking at his watch. As we get deeper into stoppage time, Peninsula looking to make it four wins in 7 finals appearances over the last 8 years. Clark gets to throw 115 yards away from the target goal.
Watson turns.
Here comes Finley.
She's in space. Beard
Finley
moving
against
in the middle.
Pawsey. And
she was offside all the way back when that ball crossed the halfway line. Well, talk about a momentum killer.
Yeah, that may very well be all she wrote. Referee just checked his watch again. The Peninsula men's team is singing. Haley Watson puts the ball down. She's going to play this ball about as far away from her own goal as she can figure out how to get it. Torres Benito brings it down. Back to Howe. Tubner's on it. Referee looks at his watch and allows play to continue. Finley to Paul.
Natalie Paul from long range.
Well struck, Kanegi. Alertly.
Whistles in his
snares
mouth.
The ball.
Full time here at Starfire Stadium. And the Clark Penguins' first trip to the NWAC Finals finishes in frustration as the Peninsula Pilots claim victory and the conference title by a score of 2-0.
So for the Pirates, Emily Greaves and Stephanie Guzman do enough. Guzman had the game winner in the the second minute?
Yeah, 4th minute and 15th. Both coming on set pieces. And definitely some frustration in this for Clark, who are a program that have made leaps and bounds in recent years.
Oh, they've come a long way. There's Sarah Tubner, inconsolable on the field, and Sean Jansen, the former Clark College coach, coming over to attempt consolation. But she should be really proud. The Clark team, certainly anytime you lose in a final, it's crushing and disappointing. At the same time, a tremendous season for the Penguins, furthest they've ever gone. First finals appearance in the history of the program. Just a ton to be proud of, and really pushing one of the blue bloods of NWAC soccer all the way to the end. Ultimately, Cannon Anderson's Peninsula Pirates just a shade too good on the day, and big win for the program, and another outstanding result. Honestly, they had the toughest road here too. I mean, they had to beat Highline in the semifinal, and Highline certainly is as good as anybody in junior college soccer nationwide, and then had to beat a really excited, well-coached, well-organized Clark team. So congratulations to Coach Anderson and the Peninsula Pirates, making relatively easy work of the Clark Penguins there. 2-0. Got the lead early and really never allowed a clear-cut chance.
Dave, as you look around, who are your kind of top performers from each team out there today?
Well, I think you've got to say something about Andrea Kanegi in the goal for Peninsula. I hate to pick out one or two people as a college coach, but I think obviously before the game we talked about Emily Grieve and Sarah Tubner. I think Tubner had a terrific game. I thought Kayla Beard had a great tournament, had a great game today. Julie Williams had a terrific second half. Mia Castaneda's just looked really solid, for Clark. For Peninsula, Oliveira and Taylor Graham, they didn't score a goal today, but boy, the work rate up top was amazing. I thought Torres Benito and Alcott did a great job of pressuring the outside backs for Clark. And Haley Watson, and I think you have to talk about Watson and Guzman, a center back pairing that didn't allow a goal the entire Final Four. I don't think they allowed a goal during the tournament.
Well, it is trophy time, and we also have Cindy Vasquez and Emily Grieve heading up to the booth here for a post-game interview, which we'll have right here on the NWAC Digital Network in just a second.
The runner-up trophy
He'll tell us this time. Don't worry about that. And we are back here on the NWAC Digital Network post-game. We have Cindy Vasquez and Emily Grieve with us here. Right off the bat, Emily, you scored directly from the corner kick. Is that something that you've known for a while is in your arsenal, or is that something special for today?
Well, in high school, it would come every once in a while, but Canyon in college wanted me to work on it more, so I've been practicing on it, working on it.
Cindy, this Clark team kind of really took it to you guys those last 10 minutes or so. What was it like playing on this back line and just being able to hold out there and seal out the 2-0 win?
It was definitely tough. Clark put a lot of pressure on us in the second half for sure, and we just kept reminding each other to keep playing smart, play hard, and, try and run the clock a little bit.
Emily, this is now Peninsula's fourth title in 7 trips, and they've all come pretty recently to the NWAC Championship. What's it like trying to be part of this dynasty that's being built out at Peninsula?
Every year we know that we have to come in, we have to work hard, we have to make past years proud, and we got to make Canyon proud. And I think with the older girls, they do a really good job of showing the freshmen what it's like to work hard every single day and come in and want to win the championship, because that's the ultimate goal.
And Cindy, the last question, just apart from yourself and your teammates, who else are you most excited to share this victory with?
Definitely my family and the boys team for sure, because they didn't get the results they wanted, but we're all united as one. So
excellent. Well, ladies, congratulations to you both. We'll let you get back and celebrate with your teammates. Again, your final score: Peninsula Pirates 2 and the Clark Penguins 0. Peninsula Pirates, your 2018 NWAC champions.